I don't know where to look. I have this problem every time. I gotta look at the green dot. So yeah, I gave myself a deadline for this last project. I give myself arbitrary deadlines all the time for projects. And this one was for 24 hours. And I got the audio done in 24 hours. So I met that goal. See, I'm looking off to the side. It's so weird. I hate it. Anyway, so here's a new project. It's called Reclamation. Hope you enjoy it. If not, that's fine too. Still love you. So I absolutely hate this recording that I did. But I also don't like wasting things. So I'm going to try to see if I can not fix it, but at least reclaim it in a certain way. Because it was just very much like everything experimental, and I just want to see if I can try to reclaim it, you know, because much like a lot of things that I do, it's just experimental. It's just a test. It's just a thought, and we see what happens. So I'm gonna do this in real time. I have to add a compressor. Yeah. Some ambiance, and some reverb. Let's see what happens there. So when I try to do these things, I very often just I literally don't know what I'm doing. Right? I've said that many times. But I also don't know what I'm doing, like technically, and how to do that. It's a little bit much. Let's bring that down, bring that down, bring that down, bring that down, bring that down. Not up, down. There we go. Okay. Too much. And so I tend to figure it out on the fly. So just wiggle knobs. I mean, they're virtual knobs. You know, it's not. Some of them are actual knobs. Like this one over here is a real knob. But like some of them are digital. And I just try to figure it out. and then try to balance that with, some of the concepts in my brain that I deal with my friends and strangers and people that I talk with. It's like, let's try this, David. You can do this, right? I'm trying to make eye contact. And talking with people that have different ideas and opinions and more importantly, different experiences. And like I want to engage everyone with whatever experience they've had and wherever they're at, and so like I spent a lot of time in therapy, and oh, my hair's all crinkly, and so I default to thinking, like everyone's been in that position, right? Where they know the same things that I'm dealing with, and they don't. It's not fair to ask them. To ask that of them. Everyone's experience is different, and I don't think it's fair to assume that because you think someone's had a similar experience, that means it's the same, right? I don't know if it's right or not. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying words. Yeah, I know, and it's interesting to me that when you change when you change the expectations, you change the tenor, you change the tension around things, like when they become more tense and more when they become more noticeable, like they become heightened, right? So it's like, I know I know this isn't nice, but like, if you take a magnifying glass, right? You can burn an ant with a small magnifying glass when you get it in the right angle with the sun. And it's like, oh no, I wish I hadn't done that, because now I feel bad, but now I know I can. Where it's like, you want to find it. Like, if I had to start a fire, if I was in the woods or whatnot, and my matches got wet, but I had a magnifying glass. I don't know how many ants it would take to start like a campfire. But what's interesting to me about that concept is like, very hesitant to go here, but I'm going to. So like, there's a lot of things in politics and in social structures and whatnot about, I think I've talked about this before, but not in the same sense. Trans people in sports. Can have trans women in sports. Can have trans women in sports. Can't have trans women in sports because, like, all of the men who want to compete in sports would just gladly start having breasts, removing their penises, just to win a swimming match. Like, what world do you live in? That's the narrative. And so that's where I go back to that. Like, how many ants would I have to kill to start a fire? How many ants would I have to burn with a magnifying glass to make a campfire and to cook food, right? Like, so what are we worried about here? I don't necessarily know. My point is, I do know what it is, but the idea being, take out one ant at a time, okay, with a magnifying glass. When you're hyper focused on one individual entity. So like if you see an ant in your house, oh no. It would be projecting it out as if every ant on the planet, or at least in the sense in the country, was coming for your house. And they're not. They're not. They're just trying to survive. Like, they're just trying to survive. That's all an ant wants. That's all a squirrel wants. That's all a wolf wants. That's all a lion wants. An elephant. Every other species on the planet is just trying to survive. And yet, we seem to think that we're special. We're not special. We're just trying to survive. That's all it is. It's all anybody wants. And there are different versions of that. The millionaires and the billionaires, they think survival means I need more money, I suppose. I guess I don't really know what the... I'm not even going to apologize for swearing anymore because I'm done apologizing. I don't know what the fuck they want at this point. How many boats, how many yachts, how many planes, how many houses do you really need? But the bottom line, it's survival at its basic and basest. It's just what your idea of survival is, what that means. For some, it's just literally having a house over their head, a roof over their head, I meant, a place to sleep, food. And for others, it's notoriety, fame, money, greed. Greed is the money part, but like, you know, it's just your idea of what you need in order to survive. I just I can't understand. No, I'm not going to say it. I think yeah, I think the point's been made. You either know or you don't. All right, I'm going to give this a little bit of space.
Just, I can't, I continue to, end up in this place where I'm questioning, and what if, I'm doing it again, what if we didn't have to question things, what if we didn't have to? What if we could just be? And I don't know. I just it feels like there's this. less than humble opinion is know where the threats are coming from.
try to find yourself, and you find yourself being lost, I don't. What are you supposed to do then? Because it's just these dissonant thoughts, these disconnected thoughts, these frankly, just terrifying thoughts. Like how should you deal with them? I don't know. I haven't learned yet. I'm working on it, and I just I wonder. I just wonder how many people feel the same way, and they just don't feel safe talking about it. So I laugh often. I joke often, but frankly, I'm terrified. I'm terrified, and so I just try to do things that feel a bit less terrifying, and yet here I am. So I want to finish this project. I said this all the time, right? But the idea is I want this done in 24 hours, and so I'm just trying to finalize it and focus on this, and it's just when you have emotions about things, about someone, about something, about situations, and you just want to figure out a way to vocalize them and how you want to say them, and it becomes difficult because it's complicated, and things are weird, and there's a lot of noise in your head. And so sometimes it just makes it a bit difficult. But at the same time, you have a goal. And that goal is just to complete something. And I've set this goal for myself, and it's completely arbitrary. It didn't need to be set. But I wanted it to be. I wanted to finish this. Because my mood changes quite rapidly, and so I wanted it to be representative of just this last 24 hours. And so I'm trying to finish this one up, and trying to make it I guess makes sense, but I don't know that there's any sense to be had necessarily. It's just another project. It's just another It's just another project that no one's gonna listen to, and no one's gonna hear. So what the fuck does it matter? I don't know, but it matters to me. So I try to do my best. And hope it works. And if it doesn't really matter, I suppose. But who the fuck knows? And when you try to find yourself.
Find yourself where?
And you find yourself being lost.
Yeah. Why?
I don't.
What?
What are you supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do? I don't know.
Because it's
You tell me.
these dissonant thoughts, these
Uh-huh.
disconnected thoughts.
They are.
These
What?
frankly,
What?
just terrifying thoughts. Like what?
Why are they terrifying?
How should you deal with
Say
them?
it.
I don't know. I haven't.
Just say why they're
learned.
terrifying.
I'm working on it.
You feel
And
alone.
I just I wonder.
Uh-huh. You feel alone.
I just wonder
Just say it.
how many people.
It's okay.
How
You
many
can
people
just say you feel
and
alone.
they just don't feel safe talking about it.
No, they don't.
I
They don't
laugh.
feel safe about anything. You know that.
I joke often.
You don't joke. You
But
say
frankly,
things out of fear.
I'm
scared.
Terrified. I'm
Terrified,
terrified, and so I just try to do things
What?
that
What do you try to do?
feel a bit less
What?
terrifying,
But you don't.
and yet
You don't. It's all terrifying. It's all
here I
terrifying.
am.
Here you are. Here you are. Terrified.